Welcome back, my Crooked Creek crew. This is Mullet coming back at you for round 2. This is going to be the 50 mile an hour sight picture. So this is what you're going to be setting whenever you're flying around and you want to fly at your best L over D max, your best lift over drag max if you're trying to fly as long as possible, and actually fly as far as possible based off of the altitude. This gives you your 23-to-1 glide ratio based off of all of the lift over drag computations. So besides the academics behind it, this is a 50 mile an hour sight picture, and you can see right here that my nose is further down compared to my last picture, and you can see where the line crosses the circle, basically where that string is hanging out right there. And again, I've got the circle and the line that are going to indicate where my 50 mile an hour pitot tube picture is. I've got my arrow going across the horizon to show you how I track it across for the direction to turn. It's not ground stabilized, so it's going to decrease below the horizon and be buried in the dirt. And then you can see here you've got your 50 mile an hour sight picture. And I actually have the arrow, my red arrow is pointing at 42 miles an hour, and you can see that there should be a new arrow, which I'm going to try and draw right here for the 50 mile an hour sight picture. So that way you can realize that there is a new arrow that goes to 50. So this is again where you can look and say, oh, without even looking at the airspeed, I'm doing 50 miles an hour. So you can see with that second arrow pointed at 50 now, I'm on my 50 mile an hour sight picture. So what I'm going to do is, on the last one, I'm going to do a release off of pause. At that point, I will end up, the nose will drop a little bit. I'm going to reestablish it. We're going to do some turns, talk some more discussions, and give you examples for how to correct the turns as well. And I'll go through some other minor discussion points at the 50 mile an hour sight picture. So with that, 3, 2, 1, boom, coming off pause, and my nose dropped a little bit. And you can see I'm going to reestablish that 50 mile an hour sight picture. Okay, and so this is what you should be flying if you're not thermaling and you're just trying to do the best work you can do. It should be 50 miles an hour. Okay, so again, I'm going to start a turn to the right like we're entering a thermal. And for this, I'm going to roll with a little bit of right rudder, and I'm going to track that point across the horizon at 50 miles an hour. Okay, so I'm tracking across, up a little bit down. So again, it works just like when you're at the 42 mile an hour picture. If you find yourself that you're too fast or too slow, for example, if I let my nose drop, you see the pitot tube's dropping, my airspeed is increasing. Okay, I'm not at 60 mile an hour. So I want to go back to my 50. So I'm going to let it freeze right there and recapture my 50 mile an hour picture. And you can see I can either pull my nose up. If I want to get there quicker, I can pull my nose up and then reestablish my 50 mile an hour sight picture, that was a poor example. So I'm going to pull my nose up just a little bit more. Or if I pull my nose up too high, now I got to let it, you'll see me slow down aggressively, like I'm going to my min sync, like I'm thermaling, and then I go back into I don't have it, I missed the thermal, I'm going back to my 50 mile an hour, okay? Or, like I showed you before, you can roll out slightly, reset your sight picture. So I'm going to come down, and now I'm going to re-enter. And in this case, if I wanted to go to my 42 mile an hour sight picture because I am in the thermal, now what I want to do is pull my nose up and establish my 42 mile an hour sight picture as if I'm going to my min airspeed, my min sync speed for the thermal. So you can see I'm still just a bit fast, so I need to come a little bit further up. And now I'm going to go to that first red line that we established in the first video. And I'm still just a little bit fast, so I'm going to come up, reset that picture. All right, now we're out of the thermal. We want to go back to doing our best work. So I'm going to put the nose back down, get back into my 50 mile an hour sight picture, and when I get away from the sunset, I'll roll out and establish myself back in a 50 mile an hour set. So you can see here, it's a little bit further down, boom, and now boom, I'm at my 50 mile an hour picture like clockwork, and you can see the red line. I don't even have to look at the numbers. I can just go, oh, look, it's on that second bolt on the canopy. You can use like that canopy bolt there. You can see you've got the 1. So if I come over here to this, you can see right here, so my 42 mile an hour picture on this bolt is above it. My 50 mile an hour picture is just on the bottom side of it. So you can use crutches like that as well when you're trying to fly the right airspeeds. And you want to just look down and take a quick gander. Where's the needle pointing in relation to this screw. Realize in the real glider it's probably going to be different, but you need to find that one picture for yourself. And also realize each of these sight pictures is based on your sitting height, your sitting position, and obviously the guy in the back seat, he has a very different vantage point from it. But you can see right here I've got full aft trim in this case, and I pretty much have to let go of the stick, and I've got myself trimmed for about a 50-mile-an-hour picture. So with that, I'm going to set up a 60-mile-an-hour picture because you might find yourself trying to run between and get out of the sink. So you want to fly 42 in the lift, probably 60 or more in the sink, because you want to not be in the sink. You want to get out of it as quick as you can. So if you're in no sink, i.e. about 200 feet a minute down on the vertical speed indicator, that means you're on a normal profile in general. So I'm going to roll out here, and with that I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, get it ready to go to the internet, and then I'm going to set up and do a 60-mile-an-hour picture, and then I will see how these the results out of these, and then I'll probably do landing videos, which I think everybody will need some work with. So I'm going to pause it right here at my 50 miles an hour. You can see I pretty much kept it there. I was pretty solid most of that discussion, and you can see I'm right back at my 50 miles an hour. So again, set the picture, be patient. Gliders are slow. Breathe and let the airspeed go to where you expect it. So let's do this too. I'm going to try this while we're talking about this. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to cover up the airspeed indicator and make it to where you cannot see it. So I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to fill it in so you guys can't see the airspeed indicator. Oh no, what am I going to do? How do I fly this airplane without that? So I'm going to set this. I'm going to come off pause, and I'm going to set a different sight picture. I'm going to come back. I'm going to mess around with my airspeed, set different airspeeds, and then I'm going to set back to 50, what I think is 50. And then, actually, I'm going to take these out of the picture too. So let me get rid of these so you don't have the aids anymore. Okay, so that's my 50 picture. So here we go, and there goes the airplane across our nose. All right, coming back off pause, and I'm going to do some turns and set different pictures, and then I'm going to come back and set my 50-mile-an-hour sight picture and see how I did without looking at the airspeed indicator. So I'll do a turn and roll into this guy like we're doing BFM. All right, there we go. I'm going to lead. I'm going to pull a gun on him. Fly some formation off this guy real quick. Here we go. I've got a nice converging vector. Oh, it's a helicopter. Good. Time to take the helicopter down. All right, so now I want to fly behind him because he's slow. So I'm going to slow down to 42 miles an hour sight picture. Okay, 42 miles an hour sight picture. I'm going to let it develop. I'm going to pause it and see what I did, how I did on my airspeed guess. Okay, that's 42 right there. I'm going to stop. I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to see how close I was. And look at that. It's pretty dang close. So let's put this back on. I may have messed up. Let me put this back on and cover it back up so I can't see it. And then we're going to do some more maneuvering, and I'm going to come back and see if I can get my picture set again. So coming off pause again, helicopter's gone. So I'm going to fly around at 60 for a little bit. What my sight picture is for 60. I don't have the airspeed indicator. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to fly around. And that's probably 55. I'm going to go a little bit more nose low. I'm going to roll out. Okay. So you can see there's the horizon. I'm probably quite a bit below it. I'll show you the actual picture here in a second. But I'm going to pause it real quick. And I bet I'm doing about close to 60. Let's see. I'm actually at 65, so I'm over. I'm over a little bit. So I need to bring it up just slightly. But you can see I was pretty dang close without having the airspeed and without feeling the airplane. Because in the airplane, you'll feel it too, because you'll feel the wind and you'll feel everything in the aircraft. So now I'm going to set my 50-mile-an-hour sight picture where the string crosses the horizon. I'm going to let the aircraft stabilize and let it get back into a static condition. And we're going to hang out here. And I think I'm at 50, so I'm going to pause it. Come back over here. Let's see what we're doing. Check that out. I'm sorry, my 50-mile-an-hour turned black when I did that fill. But you can see right there, boom, 50 miles an hour. So whenever we fly next time, I'm going to take your airspeed away from you. I'm going to get a sticky note, and we're going to cover up your airspeed, and you're not going to know what you're flying because I want you to focus on sight pictures. That's it for this recording. I will see you in the next one.